Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning. Welcome along to Crafters TV. Start of a brand new week. It's Monday already and we are kicking things off in style. Kind of starting the week off as we mean to go on with a brand new launch. We are launching the Belle Countryside collection, which let me just tell you, if you weren't watching Wake Up Call this morning, you missed a treat because you missed a little sneaky peek. You missed a chance to jump in and grab this before anybody else. And let me just tell you, if Wake Up Call was a bit of a sample as to how quickly this collection is going to go, you'll need to get your skates on if you want to grab this brand new collection of the launch stock for this show. 10% has already gone during Wake Up Call. Yes way, Georgina, and it is a collection I think that you are going to absolutely love. We were focusing on the beautiful artwork in here this morning. There's beautiful horses, there's sumptuous lanterns in there too, and you've got these really beautiful kind of like delicate antique colours in here, which I think you're going to absolutely love. Tip from the top, get this collection quickly, add in more of the paper pads as well, and then sit back and relax and watch all of the demos that we've got coming up over the course of this show with a lady who I feel like I've not seen in ages. And it's so lovely to be back with her all day today, all day tomorrow. I don't know if she feels the same. The lovely Debbie Fisher!
Oh, thank you, Ben. Of course I feel the same. You always go into that silly voice when you speak to me.
Well, when I do the big build up at the start, I don't know why, but I do. It's a lovely collection, this, isn't it?
It certainly is, Brucey.
All right, my love. Nice collection, nice.
Do you know what we have here, Ben? We have something that's soft, we have something that's pretty, we have something that is sophisticated. It is the most beautiful collection. I love everything about this, the soft focal points of it, the really pretty muted colours. You're going to love it too. I'm just going to show you a quick few samples while we're here because the design team have been absolutely amazing. So Jan has made this beautiful, and you can see flowers in there, the gorgeous tones in the background with the papers. We have got the most amazing die there, that beautiful edgeable die. Look at these papers with that horse in the background.
Lush.
The paper pad is absolutely incredible. Then we've got the actual horse stamp and die, which is both in the collection, which is beautiful. We have foam flowers in this collection, and we're going to be running through these. I love these sort of elements that we've got in this as well. It's a very vintage chic collection, isn't it? It's got loads of different lovely elements and ones that are going to get your crafting journey started, or if you've already started along your journey, you are going to be able to just enhance with this beautiful collection.
That's the cottage that Craig says he wants to eventually buy and live in. The little roaring fire inside. What did he say? Some cows and sheep in the paddock. Shouldn't there be horses in the paddock? But anyway, it is such a gorgeous collection. I will run through the whole collection with you in more detail in just a little while. Let me give you the details though of the bundle itself. So it's the complete collection, 40 elements in there. There's beautiful dies in there. As Debbie was saying, you've got the peony collection in there as well for you to be able to make your foam flowers. There's beautiful stamp and die collections in there too, featuring that beautiful horse. The artwork on that you guys were absolutely loving on Wake Up Call this morning. You've also got in there as well beautiful embossing folders. There's actually, and again we were talking about this morning, a 3D embossing folder in there which will go through your mini as well. There's beautiful ornate lace dies in there, and the paper pads and cardstock that you're going to get as well. Absolutely stunning. Got a real sense of grandeur, this collection, a real sense of time's gone by, if you like, and the colour palette is stunning. Producer Georgina has just told me you've seen the price, you are going crazy for this. Remember, right, this is a launch day, so this is the first day that we're showing it to you here on Crafters TV. So realistically, again, in my little mind, this should be full price. It's the launch day, it's the first time you've seen it. You don't take money off when you launch a product. We launch it to you at the full price. No, we don't. we normally take off maybe 10%, 20%, 30% is coming off the price for you here for everybody. So it comes down from over £108, over $140 to $75.99 or $98.95. Then, because you're platinum, look at the price. It's an unbelievable deal for the first time that we're showing it to you. £60.79 or $79.16. If you want to go individually, you can build your own bundle of the individuals, and we've got the deal on that one as well, which is if you spend £40, you get an extra 10% off. What I will say to you is the majority of people will go for this deal, and they will also add in, and I will give you a quick flick through this, I won't do the full collection now, but then the majority of people will also buy more paper pads. I will tell you for why. Because people love to have more than one set, because there's a lot of strokers out there, aren't there? A lot of sniffers. And there are strokers and sniffers. You know what I'm talking about. So you'll have one for keeps, won't you? You'll have one to play with. You might even buy a couple of these, because when you look at the gorgeous designs that you're getting in these paper pads, and I tell you what, I'll flick this back the other way later on, because the B-sides are worth seeing in all their splendor as well. You will be wanting to grab more than one lot of this collection. As I say, the paper pads are available individually for you as well. We will flash the details up in just a little while, but it is gorgeous. Seriously, look at the florals in there, look at the horse in there as well. The colors are just so gorgeous, those sort of muted colors in there. I love the scenes of the like the countryside cottage in there too, which I just think is beautiful. But as I've said, and I know we say this time and time again about our paper pads, there's no B-side. There really isn't in this collection. That's why you definitely need to have more than one of these. It's got a real sort of almost like dreamlike feel to it, the colours that you've got in this collection. It's antique-y, it's nostalgic, it's dreamlike, it's got a sense of grandeur to it. There's so many different themes kind of rolled into one with this collection, and I think that's why you guys absolutely love it. That's just a little snippet of the paper pad for you. I will show you it in more detail in just a bit, but if you go for the paper and card collection, you will also get the beautiful cardstock to go with it as well, which is a wonderful collection of these beautiful colours. You've got the more pearlescent style, and then you've got your more sort of textured cardstock in each of the colours as well. You get 3 sheets of each in the 3 different colours, which again you can see match up beautifully with the colour pattern in the pattern papers. Add that into your basket today, £24.99 or $34.95. That will fly out of the door, and already over 10% of that stock has gone. Listen, we're almost 10 minutes into the show already. You're going to love this collection. We will show you it in full in just a few moments, but it is now time to see this in action. As always, if you've got any questions, any comments, tell us why you love this collection so much. You can get in touch on Facebook and on YouTube and leave those comments for us, and we'll read them out through the show. But it is demo time. I mean, where on earth do you start with a collection like this, Debbie?
I know, there's just so much to choose from, but you just start with the things you want to use the most of. So the first thing I wanted to use was definitely this large edgeable die. So the Ornate lace, it is absolutely exquisite. It's really big. It's a beautiful, I mean, that's 6.2 inches, so it's a really large one. It's also got this beautiful, delicate sort of spotting in between that takes all out in die cutting. It really is lovely. And then we've got the statement floral. I love this one because we're doing this a lot lately, where not only do you get that beautiful die, we also give you, stamp, we also give you the die to cut it out as well, which is amazing. And then you've also got your sentiments, especially for you, with love, garden gate. I just absolutely love the designs on here. So the first thing we're going to do, I've took myself a piece of A4 card, whoops, throwing it around, and I'm just going to give you the measurements of what I did here. So this is 11 3/4 going along the top, and then it's 6 1/4 going down, and it's got, what I've done is scored it at 5 3/4. So when it's folded, you've got a slightly more on this side than on the back. So what we're going to do is place this die along the edge. So I've made the card the size of the actual die, and we're going to run this through our Gemini. So I'm going to take the big plates. In fact, I can do this, you can't do it actually on a Gemini Junior. Yes, Yes, you can. Let me just, yes, you can. So you could, the only thing that if you have just got a Gemini Junior, putting it through this way, you might not cut the corners out of that. So you would need to use this style of card on your bigger Gemini, but you can use your Gemini Junior plates. So I'm going to take my Gemini Junior plates, pop these into here, just using them along here, and then I'm just going to get some low-tack tape. Let me try and find some. There we go. And I'm just going to pop that over the edge. Now I'm just going to take the tip up to there and make sure that I've got it equal amounts on top of the card. So popping it across there. And there we go. And then all I'm going to do is stick that down to quite a big piece off there and then run that through the machine.
Loads of you in already. Deborah's in from Lancashire, Charlotte from Tennessee, Clarice from South Carolina, Sarah Brown. I'll get started in a minute. Sarah Brown says, oh, I think I need this collection. Oh, I think you do too, Sarah. Definitely grab it. Hello, everyone. I've been waiting for a horse stamp and die, says Karen. I used to have horses, and I have a friend who owns a horse. The paper is beautiful. Interesting as well today, actually. We found out how many of you love our equine friends, and how many people have either had horses in the past or have them now, or who've tried horse riding. Have you ever ridden? No,
I haven't.
No.
Just before I go on to that, I'm just going to show, just here, can you see, it hasn't quite cut out these pieces here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lay it onto my big plates now and just send that through. But actually, now what I know is I might just need my metal shim to put into that to send it through before we do. I've always wanted to, Ben, but I've never really done horse riding.
No.
Have you?
Not me, Laura, my wife has always ridden horses, and now my daughter's into it.
Oh, lovely.
That's why I have to work so many hours just to pay for horse riding lessons. But I think it's a lovely thing to be able, I mean, it must be a lovely thing to be able to do if you can ride horses. And I think that's why it's kind of twigged with so many people, because loads of people have had memories of riding and being around horses when they were little, or maybe got horses now. So lots of people mentioning that in the comments. Lots of people talking about your blouse as well and how it matches the collection.
Oh yeah, I didn't even do that purposely, did I? I really didn't. I've just noticed you're right, it does match the collection perfectly. So you can see we've got our beautiful die cut down our side, all those pieces out of there. It really is a beautiful die to use. So next I'm going to bring in my stamping platform and bring in that gorgeous statement floral. So bring that one in, and then I'm just going to grab myself a piece of card and let me just... Do I have a piece? I did have a, there it is. Look, can't see because it's on a white counter. So I'm just going to bring that in, pop my magnets into place. And there we go. Yeah, vintage never goes out of fashion, does it?
No.
I think there's always a time when it sort of comes in more, but it never goes out. I think it's always something that we can use. There's always something that we can bring in to adapt it. And I just love this, the paper pad. Yeah,
absolutely right. And a lot of people actually this morning as well were chatting about the fact that they feel they can mix this particular collection with a lot of the previous collections. Most notably, people were chatting about the, what's it called? The vintage diaries.
Diary, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So there's a nice crossover between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think of the one that Sarah did quite a few years ago, and that was a vintage one. I can't think. I'm sure someone will tell me what it was called, but the papers absolutely just went. We didn't get them back in.
Oh, no.
And everybody was hoping we would. And these papers, I think, are going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you really like the paper bag, make sure you go for those.
Absolutely right.
Right, what I am going to go for, Ben, is we do have the tricolours on the show. So these are gorgeous to use, and they're great because they give you an arrangement of different colours in the pens. So for example, I've got this green, but it's got 3 different types of greens, which are going to blend beautifully. But if I take this one has sort of a pinky yellow and a blue. So completely different colours, but these will all blend into each other really well. And then we've got another pink, so I want to use 2 different tones of pink on here. I love the aqua pens because they're so easy to use.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it even more easier. So I'm giving myself some pink lay down to start with. I'm then going to come in with that darker pink as well. And then we're going to pop some green into place as well. Now I'm doing it on the glass mat because I always find it quicker and easier. I could put a little bit here, but then I'd have to then pick up my pen, draw that out, then put another bit in, draw it out. It's just so much quicker to paint from here. Now we do have brushes on the show. We have a great little set as well with the Royal and Langnickel brushes, but I'm not going to use these either. I'm going to make it even simpler because I am just going to bring in a sparkle pen. This one most people have got in their stash. If you haven't, you will find them on the website. And all I'm going to do with this, and you can tell I've dyed my brush, can't you? That's not going to affect it. So if I paint on the side, it just still comes out a clear sparkle, and it will, when it dries, that will sparkle. And then I'm just going to pick up, to start with, the lighter, and we're just going to go round and pop that into here. I mean, it couldn't be more simpler than just painting directly onto this. Now I'm using watercolour cardstock. So always a good one to use if you are watercolouring. I'm going to pick up a little bit of pink and start adding in that pink. Just really lightly into little sort of pockets.
Helen just saying, love these colours. It's like a mix of vintage diary and letters from the heart. Mary's already placed her order. Mary Yahada says, can't wait to craft with this set. The colours are so lush. I love that word.
I love that word, yeah.
Lush.
I called something lush, yes. Oh, my friend got a new car and I called that lush.
Lush. Girt lush. That's what they say down my neck of the woods. That's girt lush.
Girt lush?
Yeah. Girt. George, you know what I mean, don't you? Fellas, Devonshire words, that's girt lush. Lenny says, hi Ben and Debbie, I got a lot of this collection this morning. It is so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
The colours are gorgeous. And Deborah says, looking forward to Mr. Yodel to deliver this. Reminds me of the, I love this. Reminds me of the New Forest ponies running wild. My daughter draws horses. She loves horses. Loads of horse lovers. New Forest ponies running wild, eh? She'd love to see that.
Oh, that's so nice, isn't it?
And Charlotte on YouTube says, what is the weight of the paper? The paper in your 12 by 12 is 180, and then the cardstock that you're going to get with it is 250, and it is going very quickly individually. That smaller bundle with the just the paper pads and the card is proving very, very popular indeed, as is the main collection. Over 10% of the stock has now gone. It is such a gorgeous selection. I can't quite put, I don't know what the word is yet with this. I'm thinking of, like, antique comes into my head, vintage, grand.
I think it's very period.
Dreamlike. Yes, period. Yes, it is. It's just, there's so many. Someone said earlier on, I can't remember who it was, but they said it's kind of like a UK-US mashup with all the different elements within this collection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just an amazing collection, and I love the fact that you've got that beautiful imagery of the horse in there, and the beautiful countryside cottages, and there's like a manor house in there as well on the papers.
Yes. There's some really nice images on those papers.
Oh, there's so much to love about it. Sarah Brown says, OMG, I just had to get this collection. See, I told you had to get it, Sarah, and you've gone and done it. And Sarah said, I also bought 4 extra pads. That is savvy shopping,
honestly,
Debbie, isn't it?
That is, I can't, and that's not me just saying it. And I wish I could remember the collection that it was, because it was a vintage collection that saw. Was it something chic? Vintage chic?
Let us know in the comments if you can remember.
It was quite a while ago. I mean, we've been having Sarah's collections around for a little while now. In fact, I think around 5 years, possibly, 5th year. I think it's the 5th year.
Right.
In fact, I've got a feeling it might be the 6th year.
And how many other, is there a set number every year?
Well, it used to come out every other month, and I think that might still be the case. So there must be 6 a year.
6 a year. So, so if it's year 6, this is...
12, 24, 36, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Name them all, go.
Oh God, yeah, that would be, who has them all? Let us know.
Oh yeah, who's got who's got one of the furthest back collections?
Who's got the most?
Yes, and if you can let us know what all of the collections are called, take a little trip down memory lane, and then hopefully you can find out the name of the one that Debbie's thinking of as well.
I think it might have been called
Vintage Chic.
Something chic, or flower chic, or... Oh, I can't remember. But the paper pad is very similar to that, apart from it's got horses and manor houses in it, which the others didn't. And it literally, honestly, it just went. and everybody moaned afterwards that they couldn't get it. And it was such a shame because we just didn't, at the time when these were coming out, we didn't know how popular they'd be. I mean, we order loads now, so even though there's still a limited run on them, so once they've gone, we do order a lot more than we ever used to because they are so popular. Zara's ranges are so popular.
How, just before you move on, Helen wants to know how big that floral stamp is that you're currently using.
So the actual die itself it's 4x4 times 3x1.
Okay.
Yes, so 4 inches, just over 4 inches, 4.5 inches by 3 inches and 1. So what I'm going to do here, I've got some of those beautiful papers. I had some.
Where have they gone?
It's upside down. You know what? This is so me. I forgot I matte and layered it onto some of that.
Oh, right.
I mean, look at that cardstock. And you're not going to use yours like this. You'll gut the inside out. Use one of your nesting dies just to make yourself a little topper. But I've done it just to matte and layer. I mean, look at those papers. They look absolutely stunning. If anyone's got any of our gold pens,
oh yes,
they would look lovely to highlight some of these elements on these papers because they truly are beautiful. So I'm going to pop this on the inside. I've just put a couple of little pearls there. You didn't need to see me popping them on. And then I'm just going to bring in my glue so we can glue that down. So all I've done with this one is left it really simple. We've just die cut that beautiful edgeable die into the front. And then we're going to put some lovely papers on the inside. Just sticking that into place. It's nice to use your tacky or your all-purpose because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So if it's not straight, you have time to move it. So that gives us our piece coming over. And then I've just tied that in with another piece again, matte and layered it onto these papers. I love the colours of this collection, Ben.
Yeah.
They are so me. I absolutely adore them. You've got complementary colours like the darks that really give you that depth in your lighter shades. And that's really important in a paper pad.
We know how much you love it because you've matched up your outfit today completely by chance with the collection. So it shows how much you love the colours in this collection.
Absolutely. So I've stamped that out. I mean, look, even the font on here is so
stunning,
beautiful.
isn't it? Really different.
Absolutely stunning. Yes. So I'm going to bring in some foam pads and we're just going to pop that into place and finish off our card.
Dee on YouTube's come up with the answer.
Oh.
It was shabby chic.
Shabby chic, yes it was. Thank you so much, yeah.
Well done, Dee.
I knew I wasn't imagining it.
Shabby chic.
Shabby chic, that's what it was. And the papers were very similar. So if anybody out there missed out on the shabby chic, you will not be sorry going for these ones.
I love this trip down memory lane because obviously I've been here just over a year, so it's great to hear of all these collections that sort of go back. Mary just saying I started my collection with the rose gold and I bought each collection after that. My CC collection, both the Nature's Garden and Sarah's Signature, are growing. I need more shelves, says Mary. Well, you're going to need more because you're going to get this collection as well because look at the cards that you can create. That's stunning, Debbie.
And there we go, yeah, and I just wanted to start off with a really simple one just to show you how one bit of stamping and colouring and a die cut can literally transform your whole card.
Oh wow, there's so many layers to this collection as well, which I just think you're going to love so much. Let us know what you're checking out, let us know what you're buying. Leslie says a couple of cards and paper pads have been checked out this morning. As I said, Sarah's jumped in and bought the whole collection, plus 4 extra pads as well. Get in touch with us on the socials, Facebook and YouTube. And Nii just saying, this is why I love my glass mat, just looking at that last demo with Debbie. Just so many uses, cutting board, paint palette, glue board, and the cleanup is so easy as well. Definitely if you are watching us for the first time and you're looking for kind of core tools for your craft room, your glass mat is certainly one of those that you need to be grabbing. But this collection, everyone saves 30% today. You've also then got on top of that the extra 20% off if you're a platinum member as well. So it comes down to $60.79 today if you're a platinum member shopping in the UK, or $79.16 if you're shopping with us in the US. Let's have a look through though all of the boards so you can see exactly what you're going to get in this collection, exactly what is going to be coming to you. And this is what I mean about there being so many different layers in this collection. The fact that we're giving you your flower flower forming dies within this collection, the precious peonies. So again, you've got the different size petals, you've got the foliage there as well, and then of course you've got the beautiful inner part of your flower as well. The word just escapes me there. What's the inner part called? The what's this called?
Stamen.
Thank you. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's been one of those days today. So that is also included in there as well. Again, use it separately for other projects, but great just to add those extra layers within your makes. That's your precious peonies. We're flashing up the details at the bottom of the screen as well if you want to go on these individually. There's that ornate lace. Again, just so beautiful. You saw Debbie using that in the last demonstration there. So many different layers to this collection and so much detail in that ornate metal lace die as well. $9.99 or $12.95 individually. Then we come on to this stamp, which I just absolutely love, the country home. That's why just 1 minute I feel like, I don't know, like I'm being transported back in time. The next minute I feel like I'm in some sort of like bucolic countryside setting. The next minute I feel like I'm running through the sea with horses. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different themes running through this. Both Georgina and Craig earlier on saying that that is their future country home. But look at that beautiful house nestled in there amongst the trees. It's a really beautiful stamp. And again, you've got some lovely sentiments that go with it as well. You're in my thoughts. To a dear friend and with love from me to you. I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? It's just a beautiful focal point for maybe a new home card. You've then also got your grande frame. This I love as well. Almost a bit like almost like sort of like a coat of arms, like a scroll going on there. But again, beautiful detailing in the actual stamp itself. You've then got the die to be able to cut it out, and then some beautiful sentiments to be able to pop into the center of there. You might have others that you want to use in there should you wish to, but they're beautiful. The font is lovely. You make me smile for a special friend. Enjoy every moment and forever and always. You make me smile. Got that song in my head. You make me smile. It's actually I love your smile, but never mind, not you make me smile. Then you've got your statement floral. So this is the one that you saw just a few moments ago. I love, as Debbie does, the font on this, particularly the garden gate, which I just think looks so super stunning. Got a real shabby chic, antique sort of effect with it. You've got with love, and especially for you, and then that beautiful floral as well, which you've got the die to be able to cut it out with. Then the stamp and die set, which everyone is talking about, the Equine Elegance. How stunning is that artwork? That horse is amazing. I was chatting about this earlier on. You guys were loving it as well. I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful set. Thanks so much. And just a note are the two sentiments that you're going to get. And you've also got the little stamp there, the little basket with the flower on as well. I mean, can it get any cuter with your lumières and lanterns? I mean, again, how stunning is this? Craig was talking earlier on how this reminds him of Lady and the Tramp, the little lamps there when they're sat eating their bowl of spaghetti, but it's just stunning. You've got the three different style lamps there, and the font again is absolutely exquisite. Happy birthday, hello, and thinking of you. Again, you can see all of the details of these flashing up individually. We've then got a beautiful floral lace embossing folder, and not just any old embossing folder, no less a 3D embossing folder, and this one, yes, 3D, and this one is going to go through your Gemini Mini as well, which is just amazing. Of course, you're going to get more kind of depth and dimension with this, more kind of like peaks and troughs with this, if you like, just to help the image pop off the page even more. And then on top of that, of course, you have got your paper pads. And let's not beat about the bush with these. These are flying out individually. Who's bought the most? I know Sarah says she's bought 4. Has anybody bought more than 4 of these already? I bet somebody has. You will get this paper pad and your cardstock within the collection. However, the reason why we've put the details at the bottom of the screen, because the majority of people who are going for the full collection are going, hang on a minute, I need more of these, and they're saying it just like that as well, and they are popping more into their basket, maybe twice, thrice, 4 times over. I almost want to, can I do it? I've sort of shown you that way. I just want to show you like the reverse. Look at that country house. How gorgeous is that? You can't have both, George. You went for the country cottage. I'm having that one as my home. I just want to flip it over because I know it's a phrase that we say a lot, but I truly, truly mean it.
Do you know what you can do with these? You could frame them.
Absolutely, you
Put them
could.
on your wall. They would be amazing.
I mean, which side are you going to use first?
I'm
because
actually looking at them thinking I'm going to do that.
What, frame them?
Yeah.
They're
beautiful.
I think the reason why I don't normally do this, but the reason I'm doing this, I think the reverse side is always better. I absolutely love it, but you've got so many different layers within each of the papers, all of the beautiful roses, you've got those sort of rustic hues in there as well, and again, I love the fact that, you know, we've got the lanterns running through here, which you get in the Stamp and Die sets. You've got the beautiful horses in there as well, which you get in your Stamp and Die sets. I mean, it is just quite simply one of the most beautiful collections, and the colours, they're so sort of muted but so stand out. I can't really explain what I mean by it, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely gorgeous. With every page you're going to find something that you love, and that is exactly why you need to buy more than one of these, because you'll probably use 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, but you'll definitely want one to keep as well. It may well be that you decide, like Debbie, to just frame some of these, because some of the images, some of the artwork is absolutely stunning. Your 12 by 12 paper pad. On top of that, of course, don't forget, you're also going to get your luxury mixed cardstock as well with the complementing colours. You get 3 sheets of each. So it's 24 in total, and you've got one which is sort of your pearlescent design, which you can see there with that beautiful sheen, and then you've got more of a sort of like a linen texture to the complementing colour. You've got that in the 3 different colours, 24 sheets in total. What is not to love? And just to reiterate, you do get both of those within the main collection. We've just put the details at the bottom of the screen as well, because so many people are going for that, and they're going for that as well. 15% of the show stock has gone, and it's getting busier and busier and busier, and the majority of you are popping these into your basket as well. This is flying out of the door, and I, for one, I am not surprised. We are already over a quarter of the way through the show, so let's get cracking on. Keep the comments coming through. Any more questions you've got, do let me know, and we will read those out as we look at this next demo with Debbie. What are you going to be using next?
So we've got to use the horse.
Yes.
It's a beautiful one. I love all the detail in this. It has, we've got it stuck. There we go. We've got the gorgeous outline of the actual horse, plus the die, the stamp itself, which really is, I mean, if you wanted a stamp that does everything, and I mean as in all the shading, it shows you where to colour as such, but if you just want to leave it as it is, you've got a beautiful white horse. It really is a gorgeous stamp. I turn it the other way and you can see it a lot better there with the outline. And just having these really beautiful florals there, the basket, everything is so sophisticated about this collection. So I'm going to take the stamp off itself, and we're going to stamp this into place. Now, because it's cut out, I don't need to do anything else other than stamp onto a piece of card. Now, this time I am going to use my tri-blend markers, and I'm just picking this up so you can see, I'm using our actual Nina cardstock. So I've switched my cardstocks because we're switching pens. The other thing I need to do is switch our ink pad. So instead of using the water-based one, which I used before, which was this one here, you can see exactly what it says on the tin. This one is a waterproof die, this one is an alcohol proof. So we're going to use the alcohol proof one this time. Just in case you are a beginner to anything on here and you want to get into some stamping or die cutting, it's good to know all those basics. I love that someone wrote in earlier to say about the mats, because we do take a lot of our tools for granted. And it's really nice to have that refreshing comment to say what the glass mat is used for, because we do just take it as an everyday thing that we have.
And it's good to know as a newbie, isn't it, the kind of things that you would perhaps want in your craft room as a starting point, the kind of core tools, and the glass mat certainly is one of those.
Oh, absolutely. It is your go-to, is the glass mat, absolutely. So taking that off. Now, what I love about this horse, yes, you can colour it all in if you want to, but what we can do is we can make it, I'm just going to pop that onto a piece, we can really make this quite simple. I want to keep the horse as a white horse, so I'm just going to add some grey highlights. highlights. Now what I love about this is because you can see where all of these dark patches are, they are where you just follow that round and it will give the highlights, and the highlights means it's just giving that shading, because even though things are white, it still doesn't mean that there's not that added element of shade, because even on white you have to get a shadow under the hairline. So all I'm going to do is come down into those pieces where those darker lines are, under his chin, because we know that will be dark, and it will also be dark around all these flowers. You can see I'm not doing anything other than just scribbling down a little bit of colour just to add where that shading will be, and just following it all round. So wherever you've got something next to something else, there should naturally be that shadow behind it. And then we're going to do, for the hair, we're going to do exactly the same. But this time we're just going to fill it in a little bit more, so it's got this gorgeous sort of grey mane coming down.
Yeah.
So keeping it really, really simple. But what we will do is I'm going to add just a little bit of a darker grey, just to add that piece of interest. So just bringing in the other one, and all that will do is start to make a difference, differentiate between the hair and the actual white skin, or white fur. A skin, it's not skin, is it? Horse hair.
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 Hair or fur? Horse hair. Horse fur.
Hair.
Horse hair.
Yeah,
Horse fur.
Say horse hair.
Fur. Horse fur. Oh, that's a question.
That
it's
is
hair,
a
isn't it?
question,
Hair
yes.
on a horse. Fur on
Yeah,
a
horse hair.
fur on a dog. Crafty Angie's ordered the whole collection with an extra set of paper pads. Veronica says, hubby's laughing at me. He says he's never seen me so excited about a real horse as I was last night when I saw the horse stamp and die. Obviously, I had to buy. I'm not surprised that you're excited about this horse. I get fairly excited about horses? I don't know.
I think you get fairly excited about everything, Ben.
Me?
Yeah.
Do I?
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I do as well. I get quite excited about
You do?
things.
You're one of the most excitable people I know.
Everything excites me. Anyone has to say anything, I'm like, oh my God, really? That's amazing.
That's amazing. It's a lovely way to be, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I like to be like that. Makes me happy.
Yeah. Just to mention as well, you know Dee, who mentioned about the shabby chic paper pad?
Yes.
She says, Debbie, do I dare tell you that I still have a full pad?
How on earth have you got that? I'm not surprised though, because it's so pretty, and it really was the one, and it's the one I always remember, although I can't remember what the name of it was, but it is the one that just literally flew. Everybody bought it, and this one and that's why this one's flying.
Do you think that there are then a lot of people out there who literally do buy multiple pads so that they can have one that they can actually keep because they're collectors?
There's definitely people like that out there.
Yeah.
I know that because I was one of them.
Ah, yes.
Yes, I was definitely one of them. I got to the stage because unfortunately for us, we have to go with lots of new things when they come out.
Yeah.
So eventually we have to stop using what we've got. So I take mine to the schools. So once I rocked up at the school, and I'm not kidding you, I must have had about 50 paper pads.
What do you mean you take them to the schools? You just go to the local primary school, do you? And go,
Yeah.
here you go.
And so would you like some? I rung them first.
Oh,
yeah,
so
ring
cute.
around. And because and you must know as well, when my children were younger, they do arts and crafts days where you go in and they've always got bits and pieces, so they rely on any papers and pads that you can get. The last time I did it, unfortunately they weren't taking any because of COVID, so please, although I've said that, check with the schools first. Because of COVID they might not be accepting in that way, but yeah, the last time I took a huge amount of papers and pads.
I think Debbie Robinson did something similar when she cleared out her craft room, because she had about 6 billion paper pads and she needed to, that might be a slight over exaggeration, but around about that. And so she did the same, gave some to charity. I think she gave some to the schools as well, which is such a lovely thing to do, because you know, if you do need to have a bit of a clear out, whatever you do, don't throw stuff away, because someone will always make use of it.
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally. But yeah, I definitely haven't got any shabby chic left anymore.
Sarah says, Ben, okay, more updates. So, Sarah, what are you doing here? I've now gotten 4 more pads and 4 packs more of each cardstock. So all in all, up to 8 pads of 12 by 12 and more cardstock. It's that whole thing of going, isn't it? Like, I've got 4 now, surely that's enough. Maybe I'll get another 4 just in case, just to make sure.
So funny.
Oh, wow.
Thing is, I totally get it. I do know that there are some craft addicts, and there are definitely Crafter's Companion paper addicts. But please make sure you use them.
Yeah.
Because I do now, what I tend to do, and you know that with my demos, I tend to go through all the same sort of papers for ages because I'm using them up. And so make sure that you use them, especially when you have that amount.
Yeah.
But they are pads that we go back to time and time again, don't we? And I think as crafters, we are the type of people that once we find a design and a style we like, we just keep repeating that. And I think that's a great thing to do because it builds our confidence.
Yeah.
And it means that everybody's always going to love what you send them. And that means that we need paper pads to keep replenishing all those ideas.
But it must be nice to have those extras in your sort of crafty library, as it were, because when the next collection comes along and you move on to that and then the next and the next, it must then be nice to then come back like you did and revisit. If you think to yourself, oh, the shabby chic, I used to love that, and then in a few years time you might come back and go, oh, that Belle countryside collection, I must still have some of that, and then you'll look back and see that you've got some of those paper pads to work with again. So yeah, that's why I think loads of you are jumping in and grabbing these. You're going wild for the collections, by the way. You're going wild. I'll give you an update in just a second. But the paper pads are flying. I'm not surprised the paper pads are flying. Sarah's brought 8 on her own. We love that you're loving it so much. So much. Oh dear.
You will absolutely love them, and everything just matches. So a little bit, I feel like we're almost talking about a Sarah collection, but we're really not. I love the fact we're filling the gaps with them because we know you out there, you love your collections. Paul, who's Paul?
Paul? Oh, and I was like, what? Who? Where? Oh, Paul! That's the name of the horse. Hello, I'm Paul.
I just looked at that. How did I not notice that when I put it all together? I was like, who's Paul?
That is brilliant. What, Paul? That is hilarious.
Paul the horse.
Where?
Has anyone named their horse Paul?
What a great name for a horse.
I don't want to cover that up now. I was going to cover it up.
Which?
I'm going to do it on the side just so Paul's still there.
That is great.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, nobody covers up. Nobody puts Paul in the corner. Oh
Right,
dear.
so let's do that.
Where is that on the pad? I need to find it. Paul?
Is it a place? Is there a place called Paul?
No, surely not.
St Paul.
St Paul's?
There's an S there, look.
Oh.
I just love that this horse is called Paul.
Well, that's his name now.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Paul the horse.
definitely been named. Paul the horse.
That's really funny.
Oh dear. That has tickled us. Oh, I can't believe you're Googling that now.
Oh, there is a place called Paul.
Paul in Cornwall? What, Paul?
There you go.
Oh, it's in Penzance, right down the bottom of the country. Well, there you go. To anyone who's watching in Paul today, if you get in touch with us, that would be great. And if you're called Paul in Paul, that'd be even better. And if you're called Paul and you've got a horse called Paul in Paul, that would be great.
Even better still. All right.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Right, so I'm going to use my 3D Kalau 3D glue gel. And we're going to pop that onto there. There you go, Paul. And all I've done is got a little bow to match my ribbon. And we've got just a note there. I love that I've left Paul there.
Stop saying Paul. It's one of those things that the more you say it, the more weird it sounds. Paul. Paul. It's not a name you hear that often anymore, is it?
It isn't, no.
Paul. Quite an 80s name, like Gary. Never hear that name very often anymore, do you? Gary or Paul.
Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So
Paul the
turn
horse.
that round. And there we go. So slightly different. I'll bring in my my one I was going to do on in the centre, but actually I'm liking that one at the side with Paul's name behind it.
Oh my goodness, that has tickled me so much. Paul the horse. We have some questions coming in. I tell you what, we just do some quick fire questions before I give you an update. So. Love the combination of the strength of the horse and the delicacy of the vintage. Laura, that has summed it up brilliantly. I love that.
Yes.
The strength of Paul. The delicacy of the vintage. What size is the cardstock in the collection? So you've got your 12 by 12 paper pad. The cardstock is A4, Angie, in case you were wondering. Well, you were wondering because you asked the question. What do you mean, in case you were wondering? Of course you were, because you asked the question.
We've gone to pot now.
We have gone to pot. Kim on Facebook says, will all of the dies go through the Junior, or do some of them require the bigger machine?
They will all go through the Junior.
Good news. Does the pink ribbon come with the bundle? No.
I'm trying to think what I took that out of. It come out of a collection. I've got a feeling it come out of one of my boxes, my Year of Craft boxes, or one of those type of sub boxes. I think it came out of. So.
And something which I guess we can have a look at in just a second. I'm not sure myself of this. So the embossing folder, Leslie's asked, could you reposition the embossing folder to make it bigger? So like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah. So that embossing folder just along the small top, which is only about 2 inches, I believe, you put that over the top of the paper so you can keep going along lengthwise along your paper.
Oh, yes.
And put it across there like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Good news. Anita says, well, I've caved in and ordered some of the collection. Naughty me. Supposed to be saving, not spending. Don't worry, we shall keep it our little secret. Deborah just saying the collection also works really well with the Sarah Signature Parisian collection. And Laura Parker says, my granddaughter said the horses are so pretty, they could be unicorns in disguise. They definitely are. Paul definitely is. Definitely is a unicorn in disguise. Can I just get serious for a second here? I know I don't do serious very often, but I need to tell you, serious face. 15% of the stock had gone 15 minutes ago. We are now at 25% of our launch day stock gone. It is absolutely flying out of the door. I think you guys are absolutely loving all of the combinations of the colours, all of the beautiful artwork. You're loving the fonts that you're getting here as well, and you are absolutely loving Paul. This collection is not trotting, nor is it cantering out of the door. It is galloping out of the door, and you have got to be quick if you want to get your hands on it.
Come back, Paul!
Make sure you get this collection right now. There's no point getting the collection after the horse has bolted. That's another good, yeah. Grab it, Paul would want you to get it. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time. Check out your carts, check out your baskets, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, And of course, the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration. And of course, you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi, welcome back. Sorry, I'm still laughing about Paul. Crafty Andrew on YouTube says, Ben, you are hilarious. I don't know why that's made me laugh, but Debbie's hilarious. She's the one that came up with Paul, and then it just made me laugh. And then what a show. Nice25 us on YouTube says, I'm not a scrapbooker, but this paper is awesome for that as well. It is. There's so many reasons why you'll be buying this collection, so many reasons why it's flying out of the door. And why we'll be very shortly heading towards 30% of the stock gone. We have also got on the show other items that you might want to pop into your baskets, like the Tri-Color Collection. These I absolutely love. Obviously, these are water-based again, so you've got the ability to do all of those different techniques with. As a by the by, if you want kind of a heads up on lots of different techniques you can do with your water-based products. Scroll back to our craft vault yesterday when Jan was here. She did sort of like a mini masterclass really with the aqua pens and shows you lots of different uses for them. So if you want some ideas, that show yesterday at 3 o'clock UK time is a great point of reference. But the great thing about the tri-colors, of course, is that they're like the tri-blends in the fact that you get like a 3-in-1, but these you get 3 different colors within each pen, complementary colors if you like. So again, if you're not quite sure what blends with what, then it's kind of all the hard work is done for you. That's not to say though, of course, then you can't start experimenting with the colors that you've got within these. So you're going to get this set here, which is your color basics. So it's 3 pens, and within each of the 3 pens you've got the 3 different colors. So the warm primary brings you your flame red, sunflower and marine. Cool primary is your red rose, daffodil and azure blue. And your complementary is your amber, your apple green and your orchid. And again, this just shows you how these will blend for you. I'll show you the other colours that you're going to get in this collection. So you've got your essentials neutrals, again, 3 pens, 3 colours per pen. You've got your earthy neutral, your rich neutral, and then your grey neutral as well. On top of that, your beautiful floral meadow with your fresh verdant, your warm fiery and your bright floral. And the deal on this today is brilliant because you're getting those 3 and we're throwing in this one for free. So it's buy 3, get 1 free, which is £23.98 or $35.88. So a great opportunity to jump in and get your tri-colours at a great deal today. Now, on top of that, something which you might want to get your hands on, and I believe this is a UK only deal, is your glue gun. Particularly good if you are thinking about doing things like making your flowers, for example, which you can do with this collection. Your hot glue gun, super handy for that. As I say, it is only available in the UK, so it's $7.99 for Platinum members. You're going to get the glue gun within this deal, and also your 10 glue sticks as well. In fact, it works out that you get those glue sticks included for free within the bundle. So £7.99 Platinum on that deal, and then on top of that, also on the show, we've got your flower foaming tools. Thank you. Now, it may well be that you are one of those people who haven't seen these tools for a while. I can tell you we do have them in stock. They are here right now, and these are so super handy. Double-ended ball tools, allowing you to get the shape of the flower depending on which size you want to go for. And again, these are so easy to use, and it's great just to create that realism with all of your floral makes. So 3 tools, 6 different ball heads, and again, the great thing about this particular deal is we're going to give you your finger toboggan for free as well. That is actually called, I forget the real name of it, it's called your petal distresser, but we'll call it the finger toboggan because it looks like a little toboggan, and you can use it on here to get the distress. Debbie will show in a second, on your petals. So some really handy tools to get the very best out of your of your flower forming foam, and it's £11.99 today, or $15.96. If you're looking to get the very best out of this collection, as I say, and you haven't got these tools, worthwhile popping it in if you are going to be making those flowers. Right, we are almost unbelievably halfway through the show. Jamie's jumped in and bought the set, saying I absolutely love them, we love them too, but let us get cracking on because stock is flying out of the door. Let's get back on over to Debbie, who I believe is going to be looking at the flowers. Stop saying Paul in my ear. The flowers that you get in this collection.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love foam flowers. Sarah loves foam flowers. We all love them at Crafters TV, and I know you do too. So this is really good, high quality grade foam. The sheets are incredible. They heat beautifully and they make the most amazing flowers. I love this colour tone. So you've got everything here from your dark pinks to your light pinks to your dark greens and your lighter greens. So you can really tonal all those pieces together and they work beautifully with the papers in that pad. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a sheet of that foam. We're going to fold it because the great thing about using foam in your flowers is you can do multiple at the same time. So what I'm going to do is fold it into 4. I think you can cut up to about 6 with one of the dies. They're not mixed media dies, but because the foam is quite thin, you can, and it's squishy, it will push down onto there. So what I am going to use is 2 of my dies just to cut those out. So I'm going to pop that up a little bit just so we don't waste so much. So it does give me a little bit. Can we fit both of those? I think we might just be able to fit both at the top there. You can also see here, I love this die. It's the stamen die. It's going to create that middle section. So taking that off as well, we've got, I've just got a couple of pieces of that light colour, so we're going to put them into the centre. And then for our leaves, I'm just going to cut a couple of leaves out using these leaf dies. So just taking them off your top. You can see you get loads here, different sizes, even your small little scattered ones as well. These would look great if you've got a tree die and you can use them as little flowers on them and that. So lots of different ways. And please don't feel like you have to use it on the foam. You can use it on your normal everyday cardstock as well. It's just that these flowers have been done to go with these designs, but it doesn't mean you have to stick to that. So I'm going to bring in my cutting boards. We're going to place then our foam onto there. Popping that in place, pop those 2 in and our leaves, and then we can send that through. And that will do all our die cutting in one go. My voice was a bit croaky there. I'm sure it's the lights in here that make the air quite dry.
What do you reckon?
Do you never find that with your throat? I always get a tickle in my throat when I'm talking a little while.
No, I just find the temperature in here sometimes a little bit unbearable. Although I'm glad of it today because it's absolutely freezing cold out there, and it's nice to be able to walk into the warmth of the studio. It's a horrible day today. Did you hear the rain? Well, you did because you were stood outside. On wake up call, it was tipping it down, wasn't it, earlier? It
was. Well, I got here and I thought, oh, I've just beaten the rain, and I was then come in, and me being me started talking to Tracy, and then all of a sudden we heard the rain. I was like, oh no, my car doors are open, because I'd opened all the car doors and I hadn't finished bringing everything in. So and I was just like, why do I talk? If I didn't talk, then I'd be okay. You can't just come in and not say hello to everyone, can you?
You just shut your car doors first, though.
Yeah, I should do. Well, I still had some stuff to bring in. Right. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 in those ones, and the same in our next one. Look how beautifully they're cut out. I mean, no problem whatsoever, and you've got loads of different petals in one go. And I've done the same with our leaves. Just
What's the matter?
I was laughing at you sopping.
Oh, could you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I really heard it, and I just couldn't help but laugh. Sorry.
I didn't slur.
It was like that.
Did I? What? Oh, look.
No, it was more of a...
I didn't do that. You're embarrassing me.
That's why it made me laugh. I love this one. The stamens on this is so clever. So let me just part these ones. Don't want to come apart, these ones.
Mary says, I really want the foam in this collection. I love it.
Yeah,
Grab
really
it.
nice colours, absolutely. Yeah, and foam does go quick as well. So if you want to get a couple of those, make sure you do, because it really, it does really help. So what I am going to do is we're going to I don't think I've got one to hand.
What are you
but,
after?
Here we go. I've got some tape. That's what I was looking for. My 3mm red liner tape.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Mine's are all stuck together, look.
Your Rustic Hues flower forming foam is at the bottom of the screen now if you want to add more into your basket, because like you say, it will go quickly, especially if you've not used it before as well, and you realise and see how easy it is to create these beautiful flowers. I think you'll get the bug for doing it quite quickly. So absolutely worth popping in more. And the other thing just to stress as well, if you don't want to go for the full collection too, you can build your own basket of individuals, and if you spend £40 or $40, you will get an extra 10% off your basket total as well. And also worth bearing in mind, I don't know why I said it like that, also a lot of you will have received an email on Friday all about getting an extra 10% off as a little Friday treat. You get 10% and you can refer a friend who gets an extra 10% off. Check your inbox if you sign up to our little updates and newsletters, because it appeared on, it was definitely on Friday, so it might be you decide to use that today as well to get even more of a discount.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's really good. So what I've done here, can you see in that middle section, I'm going to fold this in half, but what I have done, because it's foam, I want that to stick together. So I'm just going to now pinch that, so that will curl inwards. So just pinch in, doesn't want to go, I'm just getting all fingers and thumbs here. Pinch that middle section. I'm not even worried that some are folded in there, because when you've popped them over, there we go, they will all, then we can twirl them round in our centre.
Reminds me a little bit of the quilling dies which Sharon Callis brings to us.
Yes, that's exactly what they're like. This bit's like, yes. So you don't have to do them like this, but this is how I like to do mine, because you get a real sort of twirl of that to go in the middle. So what I am going to do, we're just going to leave that one for a second, and we're going to start making our flowers up. I do used to have some already done.
I guess a silly question, but I'll ask it anyway. But I guess, of course, you could still, if you wanted to buy your stamens, the pre-made stamens, you could still use those as per normal, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So what I am going to do is just pop this on. It's got a flower shape on this one already. And then I'm going to bring my ball tool in, and I'm just going to use that ball tool to go round.
Is that actually the shape of the iron, or is that something that's got stuck on there?
No, it is the iron. It's
oh, right.
The iron,
that's quite cute.
Now, I haven't got my tool with me, Ben, my distressing tool.
Did you borrow mine?
Yes. Can you pop it over? Is
yes!
that okay?
Without a doubt. It's coming your way.
I don't know what I've done with my one. So this one, all I'm going to do is stretch the ball over to this one. And we'll do some of it, so you can see that started to take shape. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And I've got a piece of sponge here, which I'm just going to use a smaller tool. Thank you very much.
It's like old times, this, isn't it, eh?
Oh, that should be soon, shouldn't it? Are we allowed to stand next to each other?
I think we can now, but I think it's.
Yes,
but I think it's just the whole thing of how we do things now. It feels a bit weird, because we used to just do this, and I used to stand.
It does seem strange now, doesn't it? You smell very nice, Mr. Moseby.
Thank you. You don't smell too bad yourself.
Isn't it funny looking up and we're both in the camera now?
How big do I look?
Well, I am short.
Oh, I didn't mean like that, but I just look big. I don't think I am that big. Oh yeah, sorry, big!
You did, Ben. Ben's been tensing all morning because Ben now is going to the gym. Yeah. So he's Mr. Muscle Man.
5 days a week. I don't need you to point it out all the time, and I don't know why I did go like that.
Yeah. Ben, I don't know if you realised, when you was talking to me earlier, you were literally going... and he was talking to me, just normal. And you were doing that outside.
Was I?
Yeah, you was. You was. Yep.
Well, when you want to achieve a figure like mine, you always have to be working out. You don't think I got this buff by standing around doing nothing, do you?
That's so funny.
I'm going to go back over there now because you've embarrassed me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ben.
That's right. Georgina's gone. We think you look great.
You look great.
You guys, shush. I've only been doing it a week. I'll soon get bored.
Yeah.
No. I started at the end of last week.
Working out.
Yeah.
Right, so let's do this from scratch so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm heating it up on the iron.
Yeah.
I've only got a little travel iron, so it's not too hot, but I have got it on the highest setting. Once it's heated, if you take each petal and fold them over, so this one has 5 petals, so you fold those 4 and then fold that odd one into there. You then just take it with your fingertips and roll it up. Put it onto this distresser mat and use your little finger toboggan, your petal distresser, and we're just going to rub that onto there. And what that does is the little tiny ridges in there, it gives that real distressed look to your petal and just makes them very different and like a normal flower. And then we'll go back in, take that larger ball tool, and we're just going to stretch that out. Because you can manipulate foam, that's why we do foam flowers. You can manipulate them like no other material. And it's what works so well when using all these extra aids that we need, like the ball tools and the distressors, and it gives us real petals. So even though this one is lovely, and that's how I done my others, you can see it's quite in a cupped, enclosed one, these ones will look more realistic because they have that distressed edge. So I'm just popping them onto there. I'm going to do one more of the big ones. Let's just do this one, and then we'll pop them together.
Lane has just messaged and said, I ordered the collection yesterday and I used that code which you mentioned for an extra 10%. So yeah, if you got that email and you haven't yet used it, you get another 10% off that price. So that would come down to what, like £54?
Wow.
Or, can't do the maths on it.
Oh, so you can get that on top of the offers?
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
very nice.
All nice. It was like a little extra Friday treat. So yeah, do search your inbox for that email, and yeah, use it whilst you can. Astrid just saying, I use these ball tools for all of my flowers. These are super handy, and again, definitely worth popping into your basket if you haven't got them to go with this collection.
There we go, it's quite nice looking at it from that angle. Thank you, George, because you can really see how you can stretch that ball over each petal and how that really manipulates that into giving it that petal shape. I mean, them petals are amazing. Going from just a really flat, ordinary shape to getting some shape into there, look amazing. So the next thing we're going to use is, once you've done those, I'm going to bring in, put my iron back over there, and then I'm going to bring in my my glue gun. So, and with your heat gun, all I'm going to do is pop a little bit into the centre, and then we could pop that back in. There we go, and then another one. What I would say is do each section as you go along, and then you'll know that each petal will stay into that shape. There we go, and then one more we pop into that. Oh, into this piece.
Lots of love for the colours of the petals, the foam. Lots of people saying how much they love the colour palette.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And then this last one, we are just going to pop in, but I'm going to bring in my little ball tool here. In fact, I've got a smaller one, so let's bring in a different one. Pop that into the centre, and then I'm just going to use that to really curl that in. And I'll show you then the difference with the flowers by doing it without the distress tool. And the ones, we've just pushed that in a little bit too much, there we go. And then we're just going to use this one that we did earlier, and I'm just going to fold this all the way around. So just rolling it in and creating those stamens. And then we'll just put a little bit of glue onto the end of that to hold that all into place.
So nice that we've got so many different elements within this collection, isn't it? And so many like different layers then that you can build up. The fact that you've got, you know, the embossing folders, you've got dies, you've got stamps, you've now got the flower forming foam and the dies to be able to create the flowers as well. So there's so many, you know, as we chatted about all of the different colours that you've got in this collection and all of those different hues in there, you've then got all of these kind of you know, different layers of embellishments that you can create with this collection as well. And I think that's why it really stands out for me. It's so beautiful
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the colours again of these flowers are gorgeous.
Yeah, so not much difference, but can you see how the distressed edges are so much prettier? And if we look at it on the front, as George is just about to do, let's move all my workings out the way, the height we are getting in that one to this one being quite flat, because it's just all we've done. I didn't have my ball tool at home. So looks beautiful, looks a lovely flower, but when you have one like this that has those real distressed edges, honestly, it's really worth going for this distresser, because it makes such a difference to your petals and it will make them look more realistic. So we've got our flowers already. I've made myself a little box that we're going to get going, and then I just want to bring in this other element here. This is a great die to have. It's the Grand Frame. What's lovely about this one is you're going to be able to use it for so many different things. It's very pretty. It'd be great for invitations. It's got all these different sentiments that go on the inside, which look really pretty. And what's more, because it's a stamp, you can put whatever colours that you want onto it. So I'm just going to stamp it out for you. I have one already coloured because I'm aware of time, and then we'll just show how beautiful it looks. So let's bring my stamping mat in and pop that down into the centre. Now again, this is great to just stamp onto whatever you want to stamp it onto, but if you do want to cut it out, you've also got that added element of the die as well, which is a great feature. I love the fact now that we don't have to worry about trimming around the sides anymore, or doing all those extra pieces, because everything comes in that pack.
I didn't realise your owl was a crafter.
Oh, what's he been crafting?
Well, no, he's just asked a question saying...
He likes craft beer.
Hey! He's just cropped up on Facebook asking a question saying, what exactly is a ball tool?
Oh,
Have you not been following the demonstrations that your good lady's been showing us over the course? He's not been concentrating. He's not been concentrating and following what you're doing, Debbie.
He
He's
should
not been
be
listening.
working, that's why.
Ah.
Yeah, he's working. But he's obviously just tuned in,
Yeah.
He's
Just heard the term ball tool.
Yes, the ball tool. So
Yeah.
for anybody that doesn't know, this is a ball tool, which is it's used for flower forming foam.
Yes.
Exactly that really, doesn't it? It forms our flowers.
Yes.
Right, so...
There you go, Alistair.
There you
Any
go,
more great
Alistair.
questions like that, feel free to send them in.
Or not.
Yeah, we don't mind questions from anybody on the show today, except you.
We never mind.
Only
Like
joking.
from Al. So once we've coloured it in and you've stamped your centrepiece, it looks amazing, doesn't it? So pretty. So what I've done here is I've got all my other elements here. I've used the beautiful papers. I've created just a lid to my box. So just anyone that wants to know the measurements, I'll just quickly give you those. They are 10 inches by 8 1/4, and I've just scored them in at 1.5 inches all round on the lid side of my board and the base side. So we've got all our pieces here, and I thought it'd just be really nice to create that beautiful gift box. Do you know what? Every time I'm up in the north, I've never known it to rain so hard.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you. The rain's too loud.
It really does rain so heavily here. Or maybe
hear
it's
that at
just the...
Let us know if you can hear
Yeah,
that.
it's very loud.
So what you're saying, you've never known it to rain so hard?
Anywhere, yeah, where I've been. It seems to rain really hard here. And I know it's because it sounds heavy, but I went out in it earlier and it's really like proper downpour in the north.
I was led to believe that the weather up here was a bit crummy, and then when I moved up here, the first 3 weeks, I was like, hang on a minute, what are you
Lovely.
talking about? The weather up here is gorgeous. I've been out there in my
nice
shorts,
lately.
been wearing my flip-flops, my t-shirt, and then over the last, I'd say, sort of 7 to 10 days,
You now know what they're
I
talking
now know what they're talking about. I mean, it's not been great. And cold in the mornings as well, up here. Like first thing, bitterly cold. Having said that, I am looking forward to when the snow arrives.
Oh, really?
I love a bit of snow. Oh, we're going to get, like, I'm told you get snow up here every year. That's one of the reasons I moved up. That's one of the reasons I moved. And it won't affect me, you see, because now I live up here. I would be cursing the snow that if I had to drive up, you know, because it's a nightmare, isn't it? But now I'm here. No, bring on the snow. Is that what I say?
Do you know what? I'm glad that you're happy, Ben, and that you brought your life up here. But I'm really sad we don't get to share the house anymore.
Well, you listen, and I keep saying this. You should definitely come and
Yes.
in between shows or something, come up and
Yes.
have A cuppa.
I'm going to do that.
Or, yeah.
In fact, I'll tell you what, next time I'm up here,
Yeah.
and I'm not working till 3,
Yeah.
and you're not working, I'll give you a call, and me, you and Laura can have a cup of tea.
I'm loving
well,
that.
you can have a cup of tea,
Yeah.
and I'll have some water.
Oh yes, because you don't drink hot drinks.
No.
No, but definitely, like, either we do it that way, or we
I
we
wanna
go
see
up
your
in
house.
the Well, you should maybe. Well, maybe you're here tomorrow.
Yes.
Right, in between shows tomorrow.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Look, we'll go up. We'll have a. I'll have a cup of tea. You can have a nice glass of water. And I'll give you the grand tour of my
Oh yes, let's do that.
My house.
Yes.
yes,
Your brand new abode.
my brand new abode.
Have you got a new dog yet?
No.
You're not thinking about it.
Yes.
Yes.
And guinea pigs, apparently.
Oh.
I'm sure my wife and my daughter have little meetings when I'm not there, and they chat about stuff because they don't want to get me involved because they know I'm going to be miserable about it.
You'll have Leanne on your doorstep all the time if you have guinea pigs.
Leanne?
Leanne.
Why?
She loves guinea pigs.
Does she?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know that about
Yeah,
her.
she absolutely adores guinea pigs. She loves them.
See, I like all animals, right? But I just don't. No, I'm not going to say that. I just guinea pigs, like dogs and cats, I get. But things like, I mean, I love guinea pigs. I love rabbits. I just don't really. I don't get it because they're just out in a hutch, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to get at? Like dogs and cats are a bit more part of your life, I feel, but maybe that will change.
Oh, you're going to upset some people there, Ben.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that will change once my wife and my daughter get these guinea pigs, which I don't really know about, which I've kind of said I don't want to have, but which they're going to get anyway because it doesn't matter what I say. Maybe that will change once we've got them. I know they're easy to look after, but you have to have 2, don't you, guinea pigs?
Yeah.
You have to have 2.
Yeah, we had 2, but they didn't really get on. So when one died, the other one was happier than it'd ever been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really happy.
What are we going to name them? I don't know, not got that far, George. But I'll let you know once we get them. Maybe we'll get like house guinea pigs or something. Is that such a thing? I don't know.
I'm sure.
Call them Paul! George just said, Paula and Paul! Paul the guinea pig. That is quite a good name, actually.
So let me just put another stick into my hot glue gun.
Oh yeah, if you're getting yours today, by the way, UK only, $7.99, but you'll get 10 sticks of the glue for free as well. How long does one of them glue sticks last? I've always wondered.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends how much you use it, but there's quite a lot of glue in that glue stick. And then we're just going to pop these up here, just to make a really pretty arrangement. And then I've just got some of these leaves, which we're going to add in as well. So I've curled some of them and others I've left flat. So again, we can just pop into place. And then another one. Let's pop one of these bigger ones. I love being able to just decorate. Looks really...
But don't those
Really
flowers just
lovely.
add another layer of dimension? I
Oh,
mean, to what was
totally.
already a beautiful creation. Just
Yeah.
to have those there on top of it is like the icing, the cherry on the icing
They
on the top of
just
the cake.
think of everything, don't they?
Yeah.
Our design team are amazing. So I'm just going to pop one more into there, just so we use them. And there we go. All those little stringy bits on your hot glue gun, they will just pull away. But just a really nice, pretty box to send to anybody. Looks beautiful.
It really is stunning, and again, a great demonstration of the kind of things that you can create with this collection. This stamp and die plaque is much bigger than I thought, says Lenny on Facebook. Always nice to see what it is when you've already bought it. Beautiful flowers, says Gwen. I really need to get busy making flowers. Yeah, absolutely you do. The flower forming foam that we have here is amazing. And again, the fact that we've got all of the tools to help you create those beautiful flowers is just great. Gorgeous, says Astrid Craft. Can't wait to use mine. And Mary Pat 1000 on YouTube says, the more I look at this collection, the more I see using these papers for my husband's family heritage albums. My mum in love lived to age 90 and I inherited all her amazing pictures. I mean, that would be a beautiful thing to do with this collection. Absolutely it would. Dana Glass, I've got my order in. I'm so excited for this set. The penguins jumped into my basket as well. Yes, they've been very popular, those new penguin stamps. And Terry says, Ben, they sell harnesses and leashes for guinea pigs. I think Daisy will have a fabulous time with a couple of them. You just no, now stop it. Come on. Don't need any more encouragement from you guys on that front. Thank you very much. But no, they'll end up getting them anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. And Mary Harder says, glue sticks are a great substitute for your wax seals.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree with that. You're very naughty, you lot out there, you know.
You shouldn't mention those two words. She gets very cross. Can I just say as well, I'm going to show you the full collection and give you an update. I don't know who plonked this side of the studio, but I think this is amazing. This make. You got Paul in the middle. You've got the different layers of the paper pad. You've got the flowers on there as well, and again, this I suppose similar to what Mary Pat was saying. Do you know what? If you're looking to create, little scrapbook pages, if you're looking to create little memory books, I think this is a brilliant idea for creating your own little photo album, memory book. Maybe if you're going away and you want to use it for photos for that. Maybe again, if you've got kind of old photos that you want to get out, you with the horses or whatever it might be. I think it's perfect for that. I just think I spotted this earlier on. I don't know who popped it over my side of the studio, but I absolutely love it. And I think this is, again, a great demonstration of the kind of things that you can make, like Debbie's box just a few moments ago, for scrapbooking, for photo albums, for boxes, for cards, for gift ideas. It's such a lovely collection. And again, I mean, even that page on its own with the house and Paul, just think it is gorgeous. Now, let me run you through the full collection. I will tell you, we are heading towards 35% of the show stock gone. It is flying out of the door. Of course, you're going to get the flower forming foam that you just saw with our Debbie a few moments ago. On top of all of that, you're going to get dies, embossing folders, stamp and die sets. You're also going to get your 12 by 12 paper pad. You're going to get your beautiful cardstock in there as well. 12 sheets of your flower forming foam you're going to get in those colours. And of course, you will get those dies to be able to create the flowers as well. The only thing I would say to you is if you are getting this collection and you haven't yet got the flower forming foam kit, pop that into your basket as well, because that will give you the ball tools. It will give you your finger toboggan as well. So everything that you need to be able to create those beautiful flowers. That though is included, your precious peonies. On top of that, your floral lace 3D embossing folder, which is stunning. And as we found out, yes, you can join this to create bigger layers, if you like, for your emboss. But that's the 3D embossing folder, which is included. You've got then these beautiful lumières and lanterns, which are stunning. The font, a lot of you again chatting about how beautiful the font is in this collection. Stunning, off the chart. Next up is our Equine Elegance. Don't call him Paul. And this is that beautiful horse who's probably called something like... Oh. I was going to say Shadow or not Dave. It Paul. Definitely wouldn't be called Dave or Steve.
Paul.
It's a beautiful horse, and you've got the die to be able to cut out your beautiful stamped image. Love the fact that you're going to get sentiments with these as well. The statement floral you saw in Debbie's first demonstration, again, stunning. I love the font on the garden gate, with love, and especially for you, or your sentiments there. And then you've got your grande frame as well, which we saw on the last demo. Again, plenty of room there for you to be able to pop in the sentiments which you're going to receive with it. Maybe you've got some of your own sentiments you want to pop in there too. Maybe you wanted to pop a picture on there. It's entirely up to you how you do it. We're just flashing up the individual details at the bottom of the screen for you as well, because if you put together your own little bundle, maybe you just like the look of the ornate lace frame, you can pop that into a bundle of your own, and then spend £40 or $40 and get an extra 10% off. That one is $9.99 or $12.95 individually if you're doing it that way. Next up, the Country Home stamp set. Love this a lot. I love the artwork. I love that beautiful house, and I love all of the gorgeous sentiments that you're going to receive with this as well. Just little things with love from me to you. You're in my thoughts, to a dear friend. And then on top of that, the paper pad. OMG. I mean, this is phenomenal. I showed you the B side last time we had a flick through this, so I'll just quickly go through the A side. It's a double A side as far as I'm concerned, because it's just like layer upon layer of detail. It's layer upon layer of colour, and yet it has got that sort of vintage, shabby chic, sort of rustic, sort of bucolic detailing to it. I'm just throwing out all these big words today. I can't quite put my finger. Well, I mean, how could you describe this in one word? I just don't think you can.
Sophisticated.
Sophisticated. I mean, come on, look who's there. What did you say, Georgina? Oh, but it's got that rustic, antique, sophisticated, sort of grandioso, countryside, dreamy, like a real sort of dreamy effect to it. There's so many words
You know what
to
it
describe
is?
this.
It's because you can't find a nice enough word. Even all those words are so nice, but they're still not that word that's just making it the best.
We almost need to invent a new word.
Yes.
To describe this pattern paper pad. It is absolutely sumptuous, and there's another word. That is why you need to get the collection, and that is why you also need to get extras of these. That's why we've popped up the details at the bottom of the page for you as well. The bottom of the page, the bottom of the screen, because you'll get your pattern paper pad, you'll get 24 sheets of your cardstock in there as well, 3 of the kind of pearlescent finish of each colour, and then you'll also get 3 of your linen effect on there, which is just gorgeous. Beautiful colours, as I say. So that comes with the collection. However, get the collection, add this into your basket. You can be like Sarah from Australia, who's added it in 8 times. You can add it in a couple of times, however many times you want to do it, but don't miss out, because of course these are your consumables. You'll have the dies and the stamps to use forever as long as you look after them, but your papers will run out eventually, so pop that in. You might want to pop some more foam in as well, if you're going to get going with the flowers, which I'm sure you will. But whichever way you look at it, this is a stunning collection. We're heading towards 40% of the stock gone, flying. Lots of love for that memory book, which we showed you. Lots of love for Debbie's last demo as well. Carol saying, what a gorgeous album. Beautiful album, says Diane. Totally love this paper, says Laura Fair. And Susie T saying, so excited about these papers. They are beautiful. The whole collection is beautiful. But those papers, yum. If you can come up with a word, by the way, what word would you use to describe the papers within this collection? We'll see if we can come up with the definitive one, because at the minute we're just throwing words all over the place because we can't find one.
I've got one.
Oh, hang on a minute. Don't say Paul.
Deliriously dainty.
Now, I like that.
Oh, not enough.
But it's 2 words.
We need more. Dainty then.
Dainty's good.
Deliriously.
Deliriously dainty. I'm trying to think of one. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get on the old thesaurus over here whilst you get on with the demo.
Good idea.
But how would you describe the paper pad? Let us know in the comments, and get shopping, because this is flying. What we're going to look at next in the collection, Debbie?
Right, so we're going to go back to that beautiful edgeable die, which is absolutely scrumptious. So I'm going to use it in a different way. So we're going to use it twice. And what I've done is I've created a card front, and this card front I believe is, I'm going to tell you the exact measurements because I put an extra bit on. So it's 8 1/4 by 6 1/2, and then I've scored in at half an inch. And that's going to be the front of our card. So you need another piece of card which will measure exactly 6 inches by 8 1/2 inches. Okay, and then what we're going to do is I'm using my metal shim, because it seems like this die needs that extra little push. I'm going to then place this over the top. I'm just lining this up to the end here, making sure I've got that straight. So bringing that in, and then I'm going to just tape that down into place. And then we can run that through. And in fact, what I am going to do, so to save time, we'll put it right up the top there. I can reverse it and then get it put in on the other side as well. So it's great to be able to use a die. I mean, you could, if you really like the die, I'm sure we must do we do them separate? Can you buy items separately on the website?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you can go in and buy another die, and you'd be able to do this sort of card in no problem whatsoever, and just put a die on each side of the cardstock. I was going to run that through and reverse it, and I never did because I was talking, so, but that's fine. But it definitely needs that extra push on here, so we're going to take that one off. And what I am going to do is use my die brush.
Romantic, says Gilmore.
Oh yeah, romantic's a nice word. How have we not thought about that?
Pammy says supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious.
Gwen says,
Yes, I like that too.
I love dainty, Gwen says.
Yeah, dainty's quite a nice word, isn't it? Thank you, Gwen.
Rhonda says, oh, this is a great word. Ethereal.
Oh yes,
Have I said that right? Ethereal.
Yeah, ethereal.
Like, that's kind of like otherworldly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What did you say, Georgina?
Is it? Yes.
Oh,
What did you think?
I thought you said explicit. I was like, it's definitely not that. Exquisite is what Georgina said. Resplendent is a great word.
It is a great word, but it just doesn't sound like a. Do you know what I mean?
Resplendent, almost like this. I would put that in a sentence of like he looked resplendent in his suit.
Yes, it almost feels a little bit too butch for the paper pad.
Butch.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Exquisite is good. Charming. Terry Tom says supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all one word meaning. Super fantastic.
And did you Google that, or did you know how to spell that? Because I would never know how to write that.
No. well, Terry Tom's written it out. I think it is supercalifrag. I'm not going to try and spell it. Expialidocious. supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Well done.
It's only because I read the message that came in. And Pandacraft says this is scrumdiddlyumptious.
Oh yeah, I love that too. Scrummy, yes. There's so many words, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, loads of beautiful words. But it does show you, it does get you thinking, because this paper pad truly is just beautiful. It's stunningly beautiful, and it's one that you're going to use time and time again. And actually, even if you're not going to use too much of it and you don't want to use it, buy one so you can use one and keep hold of one, because it's such a shame not to use it as well. Right, so that's our die cutting done. Bring that one out. It's such a beautiful die, this one. So take that all out. Yeah, I would definitely recommend using your metal shim. It's definitely needed, that extra push. And all I'm doing now is trimming that card at the top and a little bit at the bottom. And then using my die brush, which will take out all of those pieces.
And that die brush tool is coming up later on Monday Makers as part of the Monday Maker Deal.
Deal.
You get the die brush tool with replacement die brush heads, you get pokey tools, and I want to say you get low tack tape as well. But we'll find out in Monday Makers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one. And look how it gets all those bits out of there really, really well. Right, so let's tidy these all up and we'll put our card together.
Nee Connie says that this collection is bucolic. That was a great word which I used a few moments ago. I love all the words you guys have come up with. But again, there's not one word which describes it, which shows me how beautiful this collection is, that you guys are all coming up with your own words. Which is to say, just shows how beautiful this collection is. Bucolic, scrumdiddlyumptious, exquisite, ethereal, dainty, romantic. All great words to describe a great collection. The stock is flying out of the door here. You must enjoy working with this collection as well, Debbie, because I mean, like the demos that you've banged out today are all just stunning. And again, this is just like a sort of the tip of the iceberg, isn't it, really?
And I do try to keep it quite simple, because at the end of the day, we don't want to create things that aren't doable for everybody else. No. And even, we have to keep in mind and be mindful that we do have beginners, crafters all the time. But what I love is that we can can then add those extra elements like this one where we did the first demo we did was just using one of the dies. Now we're using two of the dies, so it builds it up, so it makes it easy for people to do. And you know yourself, if you are an advanced crafter out there, you are going to be able to put your own twist on it and do extras for there. You know, if you want to make basic flowers, you can absolutely do that. If you want to then make 3D flowers, you can go ahead and do that. And this collection offers everything that does. So all I've got now, so you can see, I love making my own cards at the moment, Ben. So instead of having card blanks, so this literally was a piece of A4 card which I've trimmed down to 6 by, again, it was 6 by 8 1/4. Yeah, 6 by 8 1/4. And then this one was the same measurement, but I added on an extra 1/2 inch on there, just to give me that tab to go over the top there. And we're just going to hold that into place. So let's pop some glue down. And then the papers, lots of the papers that I've used, these sort of pieces are just scraps of where I was using on other demos, and I just didn't want to waste a single piece of paper.
Pop it in the gubbins box.
Absolutely. So we're just going to make sure, oh, that wasn't central at all. There we go, move that over a little bit. Good thing with a wet glue is you can maneuver it. So I'm just going to hold that into place just for a few seconds, just while the tacky glue sets. And I always like to use a wet glue on something like this because it is the opening of your card, so that's making sure that that's glue front. If you didn't want that to show, all you need to do is trim yourself another piece of card that fills the whole of your back, and then you created that beautiful panel. And then we're going to pop this into place. What I am going to do, what you're reading now.
Message is just coming from Susan. I like the die that you're using, Debbie. If you cut it in half using a gatefold, that would look great. Then behind it, the house and the horse Paul.
It's stuck now, hasn't it? Not the garden gate, Paul.
The thing is, whenever we've got this a launch party, I think, again tomorrow, haven't we? A recap on it. But whenever it then returns, say if it's with Joe and other Debbie, you guys are going to be messaging in going, "Oh, isn't Paul great?" And they will have not a clue as to what you're talking about. So if that does happen in future, please make sure you explain, because they'll be ever so confused.
So I am just going to grab something because with you saying that, we did have a sample, not exactly the same, but this one here, where you have it across,
yeah.
So it's where the horse is behind. But I love that idea because you can see that here. If that was to part, that would be a great gate to have. So yeah, I love that idea. Brilliant idea with Paul. So all I've got here is, you've already seen me make the flowers, so I don't need to do them again. I've just made just a couple of flowers that we're going to pop onto there, and then I've got my sentiment with love. So these are real dreamy, there's another nice word.
Dreamy's good.
Dreamy papers. They really are just gorgeous papers to use. They would be great for wedding cards, anniversaries, anything like that. Valentine's, you want an alternative Valentine's card to your traditional hearts and reds, this would be a great one. And I'm keeping this quite simple because I love how the papers sort of create this whole background going on.
But again, like, there's so many different layers with the detailing on the papers, the detailing in the dies and the flowers. There's so many layers and textures to this collection. I'm so glad that I do not have to vote for the demo of the show today, because I would not know which one to go for. And again, this obviously shows how great of a crafter our Debbie is, but it also showcases this collection as well. Do you know what I mean? When you look at all, well, you'll see them all side by side in the next 10 minutes or so, all of the things that you can create. And don't forget, that's another great thing to think about. If you're thinking, shall I or shall I not get this collection? Grab it, because you've got this free 2-hour show to go with it, and you can create these projects which Debbie's shown you over the course of the last hour and 40 minutes. And that really is so beautiful. And like you said again, you've made it so achievable for everybody. These collections aren't for, well, they are for experienced crafters, but not solely for. These collections are for everybody. And then hopefully, if you are new, this is the kind of thing that you can achieve as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They have been made with everybody in mind, in the fact that you don't have to worry which papers are going to go with which die cuts, with which, all these papers blend well, the dies go beautifully. I mean, that die, honestly, you have to have that edgeable die. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wow, what a show. Still beautiful messages coming in. Jack, the Craft Cratic on YouTube says, I love that paper with the horses on it. I love anything with horses. Laura Fair just saying, I love that mini album. I'm not sure I would want to put any photos in. I'm thinking of a mini book full of inspirational sayings. Love that idea again. Maybe a little book with a little inspirational saying each and every day. What a stunning card, says Mary on Facebook. Absolutely love that. And Nee on YouTube says, yes, the gate that opens Paul's stable. He's not called Paul. He's not called Paul. He's not called Paul. Listen, we are at a point in the show with 20 minutes to go. 50% of the stock has gone. It is flying. So, let us give you a couple of moments here to get your baskets checked out. I would encourage you, if you can, to go for the full collection because I know that you'll love it. If you can't go for the full collection, don't forget you can go for individuals and build up your own bundle. Spend £40 or $40, get an extra 10% off. If you are going for the full collection and budget allows, add in more paper pads. You'll thank me later. Add in more foam if you can. And certainly if you're going for the foam and you haven't got the tools, add in that kit which allows you to make those beautiful flowers, the ball tool and the finger toboggan that you're going to get in it. Lots to think about, lots to shop for. So let me give you time to check out your carts and baskets. We have 2 minutes here. You will miss not a jot because we're going to have a little sup of our coffee and water whilst you check out your baskets, and we'll come back with a wrap up and maybe one more demo. Check out those baskets. This is flying. Off you go. We'll be back in 2. We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
It is so busy right now, we've broken Facebook. For those of you that were watching on Facebook, this is a totally pointless announcement because you were watching and you can't watch anymore. But I'll say it anyway. For whatever reason, Facebook seems to have fallen over, which also means how I normally get your messages which come through. I can't see those either. So just to let you know, hopefully that will come back up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But if we we will do the vote of the show. It may well be that we have to get Georgina to do it in the gallery. So it might not be the most perfect vote in the world, and it will be off the YouTube votes unless we can get Facebook back in time. But there's a few little technical gremlins which I think are affecting more than just us here at Crafters TV. But whilst we can, We've got 15 minutes left, so before we line up the projects for the demo of the show, do you reckon you've got like a little 5 or 6 minute demo you could squeeze in, Debbie?
We can always squeeze in a demo.
Marvellous.
A couple of minutes. So just because I know that time is getting away with us, I've already stamped out, I've got my ready stamped out pieces. So I love this one. You've actually got your cottage, which is amazing. So the Belle Countryside Cottage, which is just surrounded by trees. It's like everyone's retreat place that they want to go to, isn't it? And these are great because you've got all these different embellishments and that, which you can then die cut out. I absolutely love these tree hanging here. I think you can use these on so many different things. This stamp set here is going to be great for your Halloween cards because it's just going to go really well with lighting up things, and you can imagine your pumpkins and everything else. So we're just going to do a little bit of colouring just to show how these come together. I'm using my muted brown. I just want to find myself a scrap piece of card to colour onto. Let's just bring that in. Oh, that's somebody's card there. Let me just see if we've got another pit. There we go, that's better. So bring that in and we're just going to sort of colour in all our little pieces here. So even like this, all I'm going to do is add just a little bit of colour just around. We don't need to do too much because they're sort of see-through jars. We just need to add that tint so it looks like there's some colour coming from them. And then we're going to do our branch.
I love that there's lots of different styles of lantern on there, aren't there?
I love this one, Ben. Honestly, for Halloween, it's going to be perfect. It'll go with all the jack-o'-lanterns and our pumpkins, and yeah, be really, really a great one. They're just really nice embellishments.
Yeah, I can't wait for Halloween.
Do you like Halloween?
I do now. My kids are an age where we can go out and do trick-or-treating and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Did they used to get scared?
Well, not really. It's just something we obviously waited till they were a little bit older till we started to do it. And the village we were in before, and I think this is probably the same in the US. It was all done quite nicely. Like the parents used to go out with the kids. We didn't just let the kids sort of run wild.
No.
And then the house, you always went to the house. If there was a pumpkin outside, you knew you could go and knock on the door. But if there wasn't any Halloween decorations up, you knew not to go there. And it was all just done really nicely. And I love dressing up. So I love being a different monster and being in the house and scaring the kids and handing out the sweets and stuff. It was, I love Halloween, super cool. Hopefully they'll do something similar in the village we're in now.
Oh, that would be good.
It's more of a thing now over here, I think, isn't it? It's sort of in the last maybe 10, 15 years, because certainly when I was little, all those years ago, we didn't really do much for Halloween back then. I think it's come over from America, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But am I right in thinking it did start here?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got my information correct, but I have a feeling that Halloween started here.
What, trick-or-treating?
Tradition, yes. But it just become really big in America.
I do not know the answer to that question, I'm sure. So, as I say, I'm sure somebody will tell us on the comments, but I can't see the comments, so I wouldn't know if you did tell us. Oh dear.
Yeah, we're not having it's typical, isn't it, when we haven't got at least it's not like
at the start of the show or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not going to do too much more because what I am going to do is just bring in some of the papers and show you a really pretty diorama card that I've done using some different ones of those papers. I love the fact you're getting the beautiful shimmer paper, but you're also getting that textured cardstock as well because they just both work really well together. I've just made myself a little diorama card. I'm going to give you the measurements, which is 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. I've then scored at 1 1/2 and then 6 3/4 and 7 1/4. And I've done that for 2 pieces of card. You do them both the same way, but then one goes the opposite way. I've then mat and layered some of the pretty papers onto the cardstock, and then I've used my square nesting die to cut those both out. Then what I've done is created another nesting die here, which will go, it's that one that goes in there, which is going to go round the edge just to frame everything together. So the first thing we're going to do is to pop our card on the inside.
Just to mention, I had a message from Jack the Craftocratic, who's asking about the Autumn Blessings collection, if that's still available. It is. If you go to the Shop the Show page for Monday Makers. You'll be able to buy that right now alongside all of the other goodies that we've got on the show as well. So yeah, shop ahead. Busy old day today. I certainly think this collection, well, I know this collection has caught your imagination. So do shop ahead. That is still available. Monday Makers coming your way at 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 o'clock East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast, and it's going to be a lot of fun again tonight, wrapping up your crafty day here on Crafters TV. I can't believe this day's flying by. Literally had the best time with you today, Debbie. I've really enjoyed this show and felt very inspired by what you've made.
It always does help, doesn't it, when you've got just amazing things to work with.
Yeah.
And this collection has just been one of those. It's like when you start, there's no stopping.
Yeah.
You will just keep going. I could have made 20 demos for this show.
Wow, that would have been...
I literally could have done, but I just know we're not going to fit them in. So... but yeah, it's really, it's so easy to just keep going. With
what is this? How many have you done? Is this 4 or 5?
This is our 5th one, I think. Yeah.
And I mentioned...
was hoping 6, but that's a push, really, 6, because we have so much to get in and show you, don't we?
And stock relying, we will be featuring this again on Launch Party tomorrow, should there be stock left. So if you're looking for more inspiration, you'll be able to tune in tomorrow for that as well.
Then so that gives us our front piece there, and then that will go into place. Then I've got some extra pieces at the side, and I've got in then my coloured pieces here. So all our little lanterns, I mean, look how cute they are. I mean, they're just so lovely. All of these ones which you can hang, and I'm going to decorate the front with those. I'm going to pop these into place. Let me just get some tape pen just to make sure we have some glue on these top ones, and they are going to go at the side. So like I say, make sure when you're using your pad that you use all of your scrap pieces to do cards like this. So just gonna pop that on, and then our next one. There we go, pop that right into place. There we go. And then we're going to pop them in front there. And then what I am going to do is just again bring in those foam pads, pop them into place. And then that will go into our centre. There we go. Right, so let's just see where we're at to where that's going to go. So we're going to pop that into their bottom on the inside, and then we can put all these into place. So I'm going to just use our tape pen. It's gone so quickly, hasn't it? I'm sure our viewers on Facebook have gone over to the other side.
To the other side. It's one of those weird situations that obviously we can't tell you on Facebook, or you would know on Facebook that it's broken because you wouldn't be able to watch us. But yes, hopefully you have jumped from Facebook to YouTube. So you can see the end of the show. Hopefully things will be all fixed when we come back at 7 o'clock. I'm sure they will be. Got a couple of hours to get things sorted. But I believe it's not just a problem here. It's whether it's a worldwide problem or a UK problem. Oh yeah, because Facebook, Instagram.
And Instagram.
Oh, it's all so confusing, isn't it? All so confusing. But yes, hopefully you're still enjoying it on YouTube. We've got 6 minutes remaining on the show. We will get Debbie to recap on all of her demos once she's just finished her final one here, and then you can get voting. As I say, we're going to have to do it just off the YouTube votes, and we're going to have to ask Georgina in the gallery to quickly rifle through. I expect you to count every single vote, and I expect a detailed tally, Georgina, along with all of the other work that you have to do to keep the show going. So it'll be fine. Just say it with confidence.
Say it with confidence.
Yeah.
So all we're going to do is pop that one down at the bottom here, and that gives us all our embellishments to have that beautiful card. And there we go.
That is marvellous. I mean, it just works beautifully again, doesn't it, with all of the dimension that you've got. Love the hanging lanterns as well, just another element of the collection. But here's the big problem that you've got, if you're still watching with us. Which is your favourite demo from the show? Your time to choose your demo of the show. Of course, whatever you choose will go up against Craig's make from Wake Up Call earlier on, which again, funnily enough, was a beautiful card from this collection. But let's get a full recap from Debbie, in case you haven't been with us right throughout the show, to see what she's made. So number them up and take us through them, Debbie. What are your makes?
Okay, so number 1 was our first one, which is just the one edgeable, so number 1. And then number 2 was our beautiful horse there, so that's number 2, that's Paul.
I knew you were going to say that.
Number 3 was our box. Number 4 was our gorgeous double edgeable, and number 5 was our country cottage.
I mean, take your pick on those. Any of those could be demo of the day, let alone demo of the show. Get voting now. You've got about 3 minutes to get your vote in. I just very quickly, because before the computer said no, a few of you were just again chatting about this album, so I just thought I'd give you another little look at that. So much inspiration on this show, so many great ideas, and so many ways for you to be able to use this collection. As I say, this album here is just another one of those ways which you might think about using this collection. I absolutely love this, and again, a lot of you just saying nice for popping your photos in. I think it was Laura's idea of putting in like inspirational quotes in here too. However you want to use it, it's up to you. But photo albums, memory books, scrapbooking, card projects, boxes, it is quite simply a scrumdiddly-umptious, dainty, dreamlike, bucolic, vintage, romantic collection. I mean, seriously, I'm just putting together all of the words which you guys sent to me to describe this collection. Let me quickly show you through the boards one final time. Of course, the paper pads, stunning. Yeah, you got your 12 by 12 paper pad, a 180 GSM with all of these beautiful, beautiful images on. Whichever side you decide to go for, I mean, you're going to get beautiful colours. These sort of muted, sort of rustic hues, if you like, with the sort of pinks and greens in there as well. You've got the florals. You've got the vintage sort of script in there. You've got the beautiful, beautiful imagery of the horses. I love all of the kind of countryside buildings you've got in there too. It is quite simply beautiful. You've then got on top of that your luxury mixed cardstock, again with your sort of textured cardstock and your sort of pearl cardstock included in there as well. 3 sheets of each of those in the different colours. You can add more of those into your basket should you wish to, but you do get that included within the collection. You'll get your foam included as well in the different colours, and then on top of all of that, let me rattle through these. Your floral lace 3D embossing folder, that comes in the main collection. To go with your foam, which you'll get in the collection, your precious peonies die set, which also gives you the die to be able to create the stamens. The Country Home is the stamp set that you just saw Debbie use a few moments ago on that final card, so that is also included. You've also got the Ornate lace die in there, which you've seen on a few of the demos. The one previous to that, Debbie used it twice to be able to create that beautiful frame. You've then got, talking of frames, the Grande frame stamp and die set with a choice of sentiments to be able to pop into the middle of your beautiful stamp. The statement floral is gorgeous. That's the one that Debbie used in her first demo at the start of the show. The fonts are stunning, the artwork is off the chart, and here's Paul. Come on, let's all get in there with Paul. The Equine Elegance, stunning. Again, stamps and dies included in that collection. And then your Lumières and Lanterns. Again, Debbie used these on that final demonstration with the Countryside Cottage. £60.79 or $79.16. We're heading towards 60% of the stock gone. This has been flying out the door, galloping out the door, cantering out of here. If you're not grabbing this now, make sure you get it after the show, because I do not want you to miss out. Quite simply, a stunning collection. Right, the winner of the demo of the show, and apparently it's not even a close one. It's won by a lot. That surprises me. Number 4.
1, 2, 3. Oh, this one.
Number 4.
I thought Paul was going to win.
I thought Paul would be in with a shout.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, take your pick. Any of them could have won, but that's gorgeous. We've only got a minute left, Debbie, but a quick a quick wrap up from you about this collection. Why should anyone get this if they're on the fence?
Because it just is the most prettiest collection that you would ever be able to craft with. The papers are beautiful. Please get an extra one of those pads because they will go and they will sell out, and I don't think we'll get them back again. So that beautiful vintage paper pad will just go. So yeah, everything that you can possibly think of is in this collection. Even
a horse called Paul. Thank you so much to Debbie. Brilliant as ever. More from Debbie later on. We'll be back together for Monday Makers in just a couple of hours' time. Big thank you to the Georges as well in the gallery, keeping the good ship craft going. But get your collection. Do not miss out on this. If you've got it in your basket, in your cart, check it out. You'll absolutely love it, I'm sure. We'll see you in a couple of hours. Bye for now.